Oh, hello, and welcome to another Today's Decay, where we celebrate births and beginnings of everything important since the dawn of time. It is December 9th, and here are all the dates. That really right? In the year 1900, on this day, Margaret Brundage was born. There is a really great book on her. Pulp magazine artist, most famous for her Weird Tales covers. Here's a real good one. Probably her most famous, though, would be this one here. For The Vampire Master by Hugh Davidson. But, I mean, she made so many iconic covers. Here's one I particularly like. She just kept going like all through the 30s. She was a really prolific person. Look at these children of the bat. So good. I was lucky enough to see some of her original artwork at the Society for Illustrators. Robert E. Howard's Red Nails. It's just one after another. These are all repro Weird Tales from 24 when they started. Or excuse me, from 1923 from when they started through to the end of the whole first era, like in 38, 39, when they changed publishers. So I thought it made sense to do this episode from there. So good. So creepy. Right? The whole damn book. And I guess she like fell into obscurity after this era. More. Man. And basically the entire book is quite a page turner. Yeah, so she fell into obscurity, and I guess somebody either found her or found some of her artwork in like flea markets in the 50s or 60s. And it's just such a shame, but I was really thankful to be able to see some of her original paintings at the Society for Illustrators in New York City, and was particularly embarrassed that this was not a place that was on my radar for years. It really should have been. But now I like actively search for any time they have a new exhibit. This was like various collectors just bringing their treasures in to be displayed, which was all like Victorian, Edwardian, and 1920s, 30s, like Hannes Bach original paintings and Margaret Brundage and stuff of that nature. It was just one really intense thing after another. I'm hoping they just bring it back. I mean, it's something that could very easily just be like a permanent exhibit if the owners would be willing for it. If you can hear me out there, Society for Illustrators, more Brundage, especially on the day of her birth, right? Right. What else? Kirk Douglas, born today, 1916, a force in nature, who only passed away a year ago. As crazy as that is. Yeah. The film The Wolfman premiered 1941. This wasn't the first, like the golden first horror cycle of Universal Monsters. That was like from 1931 with Dracula and Frankenstein, and ending in 35, 36 with like Daughter of Dracula and the Black Cat, Invisible Ray, and the Raven. And then they realized when a movie theater in California ran a repertory, I guess you could say, version of I believe it was Dracula, Frankenstein, and I think Son of Kong, I think, together. And they were like a line around the block. And at the time, nobody thought movies had a shelf life or that people would want to see them again once like they left the theater the first time. And so the Universal really took notice. This is after like the Lemleys were out of running Universal, and realized there's a second life for these movies. There's like a whole rabid fan base for horror films. Let's get these back into production, because they had stopped because it was viewed by some morality leagues in America that these were movies that were like harming children and the very fabric of America as we know it. And so they screened these movies across the country, these original early 30s ones, and realized that yes, there's money in this to be made. Let's exploit that. And so they contacted Lon Chaney Jr. to star in a series of films. First, he's in The Man-Made Monster, which I think is a really good film that people don't spend enough time focusing on. And then after The Man-Made Monster, which I think was like a test to see like if he could really follow in his father's footsteps, The Wolfman came out in 1941 and solidified him as a force to be reckoned with in pictures, starring opposite Bela Lugosi in a supporting role, Claude Rains. It's drips with atmosphere. It was never my favorite, but here in subsequent years I've come back to it, and I very much appreciate it. Yeah, I guess because I've always been a Lon Chaney Sr. fan, and Jr. just connects on different levels. That's really what it is. It's not about the movie. Siad Mek as a director is, terrific. I mean, it's a great film and worth a review. I just reviewed it. It's worth a screening on the day it premiered, because who knew if it was going to be a success or not. But yeah, watch The Wolfman. It'll put hair on your chest. Yeah, there you go. That's the whole day from me to you. Till tomorrow. Goodbye. I'm going to go back to some Red Bitch.